Do you have hidden charities, hidden good actions that nobody knows but Allah? Do you have many stories that will never be unveiled, that will never be shown to anyone until the day your books are opened, but you yourself might have forgotten it?
Ramadan reminds us of what matters most: prayer, generosity, and care for one another. But what we build in Ramadan needs to remain long after it ends. At Cambridge Central Mosque, memberships are how the house of Allah is maintained all year. Through regular support, you help ensure prayer, learning, and care continue in every season. Be among those who maintain the house of Allah. Become a member today.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيد الأولين والآخرين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Today we're going to speak about another trait that if Allah blesses us with in this blessed month, it will be something that will be priceless and will stay with us for a long time. The Prophet Muhammad said that Allah said, all of the actions of the son of Adam are for him, except for fasting, which is for me, and I will reward for it. Allah called fasting something for him and for him alone. It's one of those acts of worship that it involves restraint, keeping away from something. And if you notice, the first part of our shahada is a negation. You're negating everything, right, other than Allah. La ilaha, there is no God, no deity. The ability to be able to negate things and turn away from everything other than Allah is such an important foundation in one's journey to Allah. And Ramadan teaches us to turn away, starting from basically turning away from things that are habitual to you, like your food, like your drinks, like your snacks, and all of these things, and focusing completely on Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala through the Quran. One of the traits that this should give to you, because Allah says this for me and only I will reward for it, is that fasting should really, when done well, should lead to ikhlas, should lead to sincerity. Now, what is ikhlas? If you want to understand the word ikhlas, we have to first go into a verse in the Quran that uses the same root letter, khalis, right? Which verse? Which is Suratul An'am, where Allah says, وَإِنَّ لَكُمْ فِي الْأَنْعَامِ لَعِبْرَةً. And indeed, there's a lesson for you in the cattle. نُسْقِيكُم مِّمَّا فِي بُطُونِهِ. We give you to drink of what is in their bellies. مِن بَيْنِ فَرْثٍ وَدَمٍ. From between digested food and blood. لَبَنًا خَالِصًا. Pure milk, سائغا للشاربين, pleasant to drink. Notice the place where milk comes from, right, is a place where around it is blood and food. But the milk is not pure if any of the food that's being digested goes into it. Also, the milk is not pure if any blood enters into it. It has to be just milk. In a similar way, anything that has ikhlas in it, it has to be just for Allah. It can't be for this and Allah, for that and Allah. It has to be just for Allah. That even your own self, that the action comes from, you have to remove your own self from it and not attribute it to any of your actions or your ability. You see everything that comes from you as a gift from Allah, just for Allah. Now, how do you get to do this? In Ramadan, only Allah knows if you're fasting. Only Allah knows that you did not sneak any drink or sneak any food or do anything wrong to remove your fasting. Only Allah knows. And as such, only Him can reward it. In Ramadan, you are constantly reminding yourself that you are abstaining from something for the sake of Allah, not for people to see, not whether people see you or not. Because a lot of times, many of us spend times alone, whether you're working, whether you're in an office, whether you're traveling, there are many times that you spend alone. And in these times, you still choose to be faithful to God. This is Ainul Ikhlas. This is the essence of Ikhlas. That you are true to God. You're doing things just for God, regardless of who sees you. And your action is not increased or decreased by the audience you have or by the audience in front that you're in front of. And this is the essence of sincerity. And if you're able to get this straight, if you think about this, if you're able to achieve this straight in Ramadan, it is priceless. It will stay with you for a while. In fact, the reality of actions is that, as Ibn Atta'illah said, actions are like lifeless forms, right? They are like lifeless forms. And it's the secret of the sincerity that is in them that brings them to life. Right? If you truly want your actions to ascend beyond this world and to reach the Lord of the world, then there has to be sincerity in it. In the Quran, when Allah spoke about worship, He said, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ. They were only ordered to worship Allah with sincerity. Now that word ya'budu in the Arabic language is a verb. Usually a verb is linked with time, tense. With worship, we're not expected to worship every single moment. Hence, it's linked to time. For example, as-salah is at different times. Ramadan is in a particular month. Hajj is in a particular month, in a certain amount of days in that month. We're not expected to be bad all the time, complete worshippers all the time. But in every act of worship, sincerity is non-negotiable, because the word Allah uses for sincerity is mukhlisin, is hal, it's a noun of state, which necessitates that at all times when you're doing this, it has to be for Allah's sake. Now, a big trap that we find in our times, where with the advent of social media, people start to advertise their good deeds. And some of them, may Allah forgive us all, I say this to myself and everyone, some of them, shaitan comes to them and gives them, under the guise of promoting good actions, they start to advertise their good deeds. Now, if you're someone that maybe you want to encourage others to do righteous deeds, my advice to you will be, make sure the deeds that you don't advertise are more than 10 times the one you do advertise. If you're like that, you're fine, because you have enough in stock that is just between you and Allah, as opposed to if you're the type that the only few good deeds that you muster up, you now start to share this with everybody else. That is the trap, because you don't want shaitan to link the action to your intention of wanting others to see it. You don't want shaitan to give you a motivation for doing that thing because you're going to try and get others to see it, and because of the satisfaction you'll get from other people's praise or their attention when they look at those actions. Ramadan should be a time that teaches you sincerity, that teaches you that I want to do this just for Allah. If you can fast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and repeat that again for 4 weeks, right? All for the sake of Allah, then you can have many actions between you and Allah that would remain between you and Allah. Ramadan should teach us that we should really make sincere acts that would remain between us and Allah, because by doing that, you have a guarantee of acceptance bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, because you're not mixing other people's vision or other people's attention with that action. It is said that there was a man reciting the Quran, and while he was reciting the Quran, he noticed someone passed by, and then he increased his voice while the person passed by. And then he had a dream, and in his dream, he saw his book of deeds, and the part where he raised his voice in was not recorded. And he was arguing with the angel, said, look, I read this part. Said, no, you raised your voice here because of the attention you sought from this person. How many people do acts of worship with the mindset that I'm going to, show this to other people? It's a very dangerous trap. Only Allah sees our hearts. I cannot say that those actions will not be accepted by Allah, but we can warn that anybody who does an action not seeking Allah's pleasure alone in it, and not seeking Allah's acceptance alone in it, but mixing it with other intentions, there's a trap of shaitan, that shaitan wants to steal from the perfection of that action. May Allah make us people who are able to do actions sincerely for Allah, to whether it is actions of umrah, whether it is actions of fasting, whether it's action of prayer. You find some people come Ramadan time, you see them, they start to show videos of them praying Fajr in the mosque or going to the mosque for Fajr. These are things, if you want to encourage people to pray Fajr, Allah accept it, but one should be really careful. If you're someone that goes to mosque and pray Fajr every single day, or you go to the mosque and pray Fajr most of the time, and then you want to encourage others to pray Fajr, then you can say something about that. But if you're someone that you hardly do it yourself, and the few times you're doing it, you are posting it, and I have no right to say whether things will be accepted or not. But I have a duty as a brother to advise that beware of showing off your deeds, or beware of shaitan coming into your heart and enticing you with other people's attention regarding your deeds. That shaitan tries to steal your actions. This is one of the ways that shaitan, when he sees that, this person is doing some good deeds, I'm going to try and steal from it, by letting him seek the attention or the approval, of other people. So may Allah bless us with true ikhlas. May Allah bless us with an ikhlas that remains after Ramadan, that would want us to have many secret acts of worship. I love this qasida that says, هَلَّكَ سِرٌ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ بَيْنَكَ أَنْتَ وَبَيْنَ اللَّهِ هَلَّكَ صَدَقَةٌ تَخْفَى لَا يَعْلَمُهَا إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Do you have a secret with Allah, between you and just Allah? Have hidden charities, hidden good actions that nobody knows but Allah. قِصَصٌ لَا تُكْشَفُ إِلَّا بِكِتَابِكَ حِينَ تَرَى اللَّهِ. Do you have many stories that will never be unveiled, that will never be shown to anyone until the day your books are opened? But you yourself might have forgotten it, because one of the signs of Allah's acceptance is Allah says, وَالْعَمَلُ الصَّالِحُ يَرْفَعُهُ. And of the righteous actions, He raises them. Some of the scholars say this means Allah would even raise it away from your own memory, that you don't even remember that you've done it. And then the only time you remember is when you open your books and go, oh my God, I did this, I did that, I did that, I did that, right? Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And then you have an excellent surprise. The opposite is what we hope that wouldn't happen, where you think you've done so many good actions, you think you've done a lot, you think you've done so much, and then on the day of judgment you have mountains of deeds coming, and the angels come with sieves and they remove all of those deeds, and all that will be left will be a few rubbles, and you will be told, this is all you did for Allah's sake. Right? فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. Right? Allah says in the Quran, and we come to them with what they have done, and we'll make it completely desolate. Right? Because they didn't do it for the sake of Allah. So may Allah bless me and bless you. May Allah make us people who really achieve sincerity in this month, and as a result, start planting sincere actions regularly that will remain between them and Allah. And we ask Allah to accept from us and to make us people who hear something and take the best of it.